sure you've seen the photos from the indictment. I'm sure you've seen the photos from the indictment.
The same as saying he
there
didn't.
are classified documents in the bathroom, in a ballroom stage, and classified information that we're talking about, information that the United States shares with its allies, critical information, strewn on the floor. Does that look secure to you?
Again, Dana, the standard is the standard. The President of the United States, he can classify and he can control access to national security information however he wants. That's the standard. That's the Constitution. That's what the court said in Navy versus Egan, a 1988 case. I don't know how many more times I can say it.
Okay,
so if he wants to store material in a box in a bathroom, if he wants to store it in a box on a stage, he can do that. That is just what the law and the standard is. Again, I think this just underscores how political this whole thing is. Jack Smith, I mean, you know how political it is when they selected Jack Smith as a special counsel?
It underscores how political it is. Jim Jordan is talking about Donald Trump and his document issues and how he's now been, again, charged with these crimes of withholding all these top secret documents all over the place. But not only just holding them, lying over and over and over to federal agents about it, to the feds about it. That might be a small problem, but instead Jim Jordan is focused on saying he can do whatever the hell he wants with complete a lack of knowledge on what it is that actually happened. I think he knows, he just doesn't want to, because Dana Bash tried to tell him and he wouldn't listen. Watch more.
Says, and the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, has the ability to classify and control access to information. That's what the Constitution and the court have said. So you can't obstruct when you can't obstruct when there's no underlying crime.
He is not the president of the United States.
That is the president. He declassified the material.
But he says point blank. He says point blank on tape, as president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't. He says in his own words, it's on tape as part of this indictment that he did not declassify the material. Therefore, it is classified.
Saying he could have is not the same as saying he didn't.
He said now I can't.
He has declassified this material. He said that now he can't, right, because he's not president now, but when he was president, he did declassify. He said that.
Which means that what he was holding was classified.
No, not if he declassified it when he was president of the United States, for goodness sake.
But he's saying point blank in this audio tape that he did not declassify it. What you're saying just doesn't make sense on its face.
I don't know how we can get an interpreter to make sure Jim Jordan understands that everything he's saying is not what happened. Well, he can declassify anything he wants as president. He said on tape that he did not declassify these documents that he is then showing off to friends, buddies, enemies that he's looking to impress. Who knows who he's showing them off to? But you know what Jim Jordan is actually talking about when he says this underscores how political it is? Ask him about Hunter Biden and how much he wants to see his penis and ass all over his laptop and how he thinks this means something more. But the former president of the United States can have top secret documents strewn everywhere and lie about it openly on tape about how he's hiding it from folks and he wants to keep it. And look how cool this is. And then it's okay. How political is it, Jim Jordan? Maybe you can answer the question, Burbank. I've been talking for half an hour. How about you?
Yeah, so when he says about the could have statement, Jim Jordan saying, Donald Trump saying he could have declassified the documents and whether or not he did are completely different things. This is like if the teacher's like, hey, did you do your homework last night? And you're like, I could have. It's like, so you didn't, right? Sounds like you didn't do the homework. Well, not saying that, I'm just saying I could have. No, obviously Donald Trump knew very well he didn't declassify the documents. And for Jim Jordan to say, oh, well, you know, it's the president's power to declassify the documents. That's what you do as president. There's a legal process to actually get that done. It's not something that he just says, boom, they're declassified now, and they are. This would be like someone at work who's a food service worker taking a cheeseburger and just like throwing it at the person who ordered it and being like, I give you food, that's my job. No, there's a process for declassifying documents. You have to actually meet with people who understand their contents and the materials, and they will tell you how sensitive the information is. And then you make a determination about declassifying it. There's no way Donald Trump possibly knew the contents of every single document he had. That's why there's a process. He doesn't even know how dangerous it is to have those lying around Mar-a-Lago where there's a ton of foreign adversaries through the hotel all of the time. And so this is a ridiculous situation, and comparing it to Hunter Biden, comparing it to Jared Kushner, comparing it to Hillary Clinton, all of these comparisons, Mike Pence stealing documents, Hillary stealing documents, it's not the same. It's like Donald Trump stole a television and they stole a candy bar. And then they're like, hey, you guys, you walked out with a candy bar. Please give it back. You're not supposed to steal. And then they're like, okay, here's the candy bar back. Donald Trump had the TV and they were like, you have a television. And then he ran with it and then bragged about it on Truth Social. And then afterwards said, well, if I paid for it with a credit card, it would basically be the same. I wouldn't have given them the money now anyway. It's like him saying the same thing about the declassification of the documents. You didn't declassify them. It's just a ridiculous situation. And everyone's happy to play lip service for Donald Trump, especially Jim Jordan.
Really odd though. It's like you see it right in front of their faces, but this is how privilege works. As long as I say what the law is, according to my book, then you don't have to really know what it is. Or when you read it and see him literally say on tape, I'm breaking the law, it's not enough. There's more minions following behind him. One being Lindsey Graham, who gets mad whenever they're cornered and trapped on these types of things. He went on a Sunday show as well and he was complaining. Watch.
Well, here's what I believe. We live in an America where if you're the Democratic candidate for president, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State, you can set up a private server in your basement to conduct government business. And when an investigation is had about your activity, no, let me finish.
But you didn't answer the question.
That was ridiculous. Well, yeah. I'm trying to answer the question from a Republican point of view. That may not be acceptable on this show. Yes, I don't like what President Trump did in certain aspects. I don't like that Joe Biden had classified information on the garage. I don't like that Mike Pence carelessly took classified information. I don't like any of that. But what I don't like is a system in America where the Secretary of State, who's a Democratic candidate for president, apply bleach bit to a hard drive to erase emails. You haven't even mentioned that.
I remember Republicans mentioned that. They even had investigations, hearings. That same former Secretary of State also appeared in front of you and you grilled about it. Constant. The head of the Department of Justice wasn't fleshed out. I wonder what happened. What's wrong? Why didn't it come together? Are you incompetent at this? I mean, or is it just that you decide to claim that when something is discovered about illegal activity that you will just say it's not really illegal because we're Republicans? There's a reason that they keep pushing this narrative, knowing how absolutely wrong they are. It's because they got followers like this. And CNN, I believe, wouldn't caught up with a few of them to ask them about this. These are the regular folks that Lindsey Graham and Jim Jordan talk to. And then when they listen to their responses like this, they go, we're on the right track. Watch this.
Doesn't matter to me. Not at all.
Outside the state convention, his supporters are unfazed.
I think it's a bunch of bull. Trump ain't done that. Wrong thing Trump done is saved this country.
They're not going to let it stop. They can't stand the fact that he's running for president. And I am a Donald Trump fan.
It's probably altered, but it's just typical liberal propaganda.
None of the Republican voters CNN spoke with had read the indictment.
No, I wouldn't waste my time on a phony indictment. I don't care about the indictment. You could indict a bologna sandwich.
Last thoughts, Burbank, on Mr. Graham and these idiots?
I think we should indict a bologna sandwich. That's a good idea.
That sounded really bad. Who wants a bologna sandwich? Indict it, please.
Lindsey Graham forgot to have his TV persona for like 2 seconds there. He was like, no, you let me finish. And then he's like, because it wouldn't be nice if you didn't. Like, he just completely realized that he let his demeanor go for a second. I love seeing him do that. But also just the way he speaks. He's like, I don't like that, Hunter Biden had documents. I don't like that they were in the garage. I don't like this. I don't like this. But you know what I don't like? And then he kept going. It didn't make any sense. No. But it's very hypocritical for the same people that were pissed about Hillary's emails to be, upset that Trump's getting indicted for this. They made a huge deal about her not using a private server. And now he had all of these classified documents just in a ballroom bathroom. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so hypocritical.
And by the way, if Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, Barack Obama, anybody did anything illegal, they're not my family members. I'm not defending them. Find something then.